Welcome back everyone. In today's video I'm going to analyze game from round number 4 played between Fabiano Caruana, world number 2, and world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. Fabi started with e4, Magnus plays e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, Italian on the board, and Magnus plays knight f6, inviting Fabi for right liver attack. Of course, Fabi is a solid player. He plays d3, bishop c5, castle d6, c3, and players are just developing their pieces in a very calm manner. I know very boring chess is coming up, but yeah guys, this is how top level chess works. There is nothing interesting. But you know, if you watch me on streams, sometimes you can see that I always plunder, and that's more fun. So bishop e3 takes, bishop e6 takes, and now look, double pawns, and now double pawns, and the position's equal, and it's very hard to win for both sides. Knight b2, castle, and usually on this level the games are ended in a draw, but as we go on, we'll see what will happen in the game. Rook f2, queen e7, queen b3, basically aiming for b7 pawn, rook b8, rook f1, knight d8, queen d1, b5, now kinda trying to, you know, open b file, this, knight h2, knight f7, knight g4, knight d7, and now here again shuffling. I know guys, boring, and here players almost agreed to a draw. Let's say Magnus played knight f6 back, Fabio would have played knight g4, and there's probably a draw by threefold repetition, but Magnus doesn't go for knight f6, he plays rook a8, he's coming for all that smoke. He's trying to get his rook to a2, attack b2, and you know, Fabi sometimes, you know, he gets a little nervous, but in this game, right, he kept his nerves quite good, he plays b3, and for me I just can't understand what happens next as we continue. I mean, you'll see what happened in the final. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Queen c7, queen c3, knight h3, and Magnus has quite a huge advantage right now. 0.6 for black. I mean, I can't say it's huge, but I mean, for this level it's very, very good. Knight f5, even though, let's say, 3 pawns. And alright, there is knight f4 idea right now. Basically queen d3 is played, queen c5, knight f3, rook d8, queen b1, knight h5. Very, very boring, and it looks like it's actually very tough to lose this position with both sides. With black it's almost impossible to lose. With white I don't see any threats. I mean, there are some, but I mean, it's very easy to play. Basically, yeah, Fabi is trying to chase queen, and Magnus goes queen e7 back. Magnus is like, I'm not going to give you a draw so, you know, so quick. You gotta earn it, you gotta deserve it. And I'm not sure, I mean, yeah, you're playing against Magnus Carlsen, maybe you have this psychological problem where you're kind of afraid you want to make a draw against him. Even though you're playing with white pieces, it's still, you know, you have this pressure. And Fabi knows that might be a solid result for him, so rook f2 is played. Rook f2, queen g5, and again, yeah, I agree that there are threats like knight f4, knight h3, knight f4, knight d3, but still, it's very, very tough to lose here with white pieces. Knight g3, this, and now rook d2 is played. The first kind of, you know, interesting move. So the idea of this move is basically if queen d2, there is takes, and knight f1. And again, this. So only move here is to play queen g3. The right move, rook f2. And what happened next is something absolutely insane. Alright, black took the pawn. Magnus is up a pawn in the queen endgame. According to computer, guys, that's 0.16. Not 60, 0.16. That means it's like basically zeros on this level, and white should secure a draw. But alright, let's continue. Queen a7, h5. Players are going back and forth with each other. Magnus is trying to play for a win, obviously. And soon he will try to basically push e5. Magnus is playing for a win. He doesn't risk anything in this position. And he's trying to go for a win. Queen a4, queen f4, queen c6, king g5. Alright, and now look. Magnus's king from g8 advances to g5 already. And it might look crazy because, alright, queen on the board, but apparently there is nothing that might threaten black's king. Queen c7, queen d4, and now king f4. So Magnus doesn't even care about g7 pawn. Fabi takes, king f3, and now, so, okay, king g1, the only good move, e4. So basically Magnus's whole idea is try to make sure this king helps this pawn to advance to, you know, e3, e2, e1, and then queen h6, king e2 check, king h1, e3, advancing further. And there is a rule in Queen's Endgame specifically. So the more advanced your pawn is, it doesn't even matter if these pawns, you know, you have two more pawns here, black will have advantage and the position will still be a draw, because basically the more advanced your pawn is, the more better you are. So, but the position is absolutely drawish. And now, guys, what happened? Fabiano, the only move is queen a2. For some reason, this is the only move. So, why it is the only move? Because there is some queen f7, and apparently somehow there is still, you know, some white can hold for a while, though, even though it's very hard here. It's very hard, but somehow computer still holds it. What happened? King h2 is played. And after e2, it turns out, guys, that there is nothing white can do about this pawn. So let's say they pin. There is simple king f1. And the idea is that queen b1 promote. And we'll checkmate. The easiest was also to play this, checkmate. So Fabi choked. His draw slapped away from him, and Magnus is joining the leaders. So after round number 4, guys, as you are watching this video, they're already playing round number 5. Hikaru is first. I mean, you saw it in yesterday's recaps of Alireza's game against Dean Laurent. So Alireza second, Magnus third, Prague fourth, fifth, Fabi, and Dean Laurent on the last place as for now. And let's see how the games today will turn out. And again, guys, today we'll see Magnus against Alireza. Very interesting matchup. Dean Laurent against Hikaru, Prague against Fabi. So let's see what happens. I'll see you in the recap tomorrow. Bye bye.